Hi, my name is Luna.
And I'm editing Luna. And I am here at a later date offering a little bit of support. This video was not scripted at all. None of my videos are. And you can tell because I talk about a lot of things. And because I talk about a lot of different things, sometimes I get lost or whatever. So there's gonna be a lot of jump cuts in between speech. It's also a very tonally different video because I'm talking about not only my work, but the work of others and the community at large. Hopefully, as I continue on in my vlogging journey, I won't have to do this as much.
Similarly to how I did a quick rundown on my music videos and animated stuff, I'm going to introduce you, perhaps, maybe you're familiar with it, my analog horror series, which is being told non-linearly. I wanted to talk about some of the biggest influences for it, where it's headed, because there's going to be a little bit of a mid-season pause because I'm working on a supercut and something big's going to happen. And before it does, I would like to kind of go over what we have already. So the only influence that I can tell you at this point in time that won't spoil anything is this Mario ROM hack called also known as Coronation Day. It's this story that just dunks your head face first into the events of it as if you already know what's going on. And I really want to introduce you to this world in that way, because it's going to get complicated and murky along the way. The way I got introduced to this story was by this video essay by KDB. This is flipped. It's the thought.com, so it'll be linked. Really good story, I highly recommend it. And it's this sort of thing where it's still debated what's going on, and that is how I'm doing things for now. It's a very expensive world, kind of sort of like Monument Mythos, where it's like this alternate reality, where things are just a little bit more, perhaps less, depending on how you view it, fucked. Again, dunking your head as we go, and I would like to go over the episodes we have so far, starting with the assessment, which I am looking for right now because I am a mess and I do not have it pulled up yet. Give me 1 second. Okay, so the assessment, originally titled Cognitive Assessment, but I changed the title because I thought YouTube would smite me. I thought that the word cognitive would be perhaps a little too woke to use, so it's just called The Assessment. With the first episode, puts you face first within a control panel for something. I really just wanted to both incorporate the tropes we've seen before, as well as introduce new ideas so that you have this dichotomy of comfort and this very uncomfortable position of control. There's Cry Wolf Cry, which tells the story of a conspiracy theorist who just makes shit up and sells drugs for a living and says something that is real enough to get him fucked. And the next episode is my first photo album, which is my favorite from the bunch. It is about a different type of birth. And I will tell you right now that the next episode will be called Survey, and it'll be a playable thing with the YouTube end credit situation with 4 endings, 2 of which are canon. The reason why I'm making a vlog video introducing something that's usually done in like an unfiction-y type of way, where you start the channel and everything's real and you're trying to sell the viewer that everything's real and happening, The reason why I'm not doing it this way is because, first of all, I don't want to fuck with the government. I would just like to preface that I'm not suicidal. I'm not fucking with the government like that. And because non-linear storytelling is not a conventional thing to really do anymore. And that's upsetting. I feel like the analog horror community is so redundant, partially because it's just remakes, or everything that's gone viral lately has gone viral for a bad reason. For example, Unknowingly has this series, The Man in the Suit, where this person begins to sort of become Godzilla. And this series got popular because people were making fun of it, which is awful.
Just a little footnote before anyone says anything. The awful thing I'm referring to here isn't that Unknowingly made a Godzilla series, it's the piling on a 17-year-old until he almost deleted all of his work. The reason why I'm specifying this is because I said I'm against remaking other stuff, which is not even true. I don't know why I said that. And I wouldn't particularly say that The Man in the Suit is a Godzilla remake. The timing in which I said that might have made it seem like that's what I was saying, but that's not what I meant at all.
You had UrbanSpook, which got popular because people did not like him and just shat on him relentlessly.
Additionally, I would like to say that I am against crude depictions of child violence. I am specifically against the over coverage that UrbanSpook got because of that series. There are over 30 videos about him that I counted, and I stopped. Okay? Are we that devoid of subject matter that we will watch the same video on UrbanSpook with a different voice all over again?
To this day, like beating a dead horse. Not sure if that's a sensitive subject. But yeah, I think that one of the reasons why analog horror is dying is because we are not going back, seeing what worked, and adapting it to this new form of media.
I love how confidently I said that, knowing it made absolutely no fucking sense. By looking back, I don't mean looking back at Local 58 and whatnot. I mean looking back at horror in general and adapting to the new sense of media that is analog horror. Asking ourselves what we are afraid of, what people in general are afraid of, and adapting it to this very easy and approachable way of doing things.
Analog horror is very new, right? It really has become a genre, but we are not really pushing to innovate it positively, are we? I don't know. So yeah, that's the reason why I'm putting my face out there. It's because I feel like one of the major reasons why my series probably isn't gaining that much traction is because although it has received a lot of positive feedback, I think people are not getting invested. The characters show up for very little amounts of time, and it's gonna be a while until again, two central characters meet each other. We're getting there. So my strategy to fix this, to salvage my work that I'm really proud of and I really urge you to check out, after the last episode, because there's gonna be four episodes, not including the interactive one, that are gonna come out. And the last one is the one that I'm writing right now. And after all of that's done, I'm gonna supercut it, and hopefully that will make it a little bit easier for people to get invested. But yeah, I just feel like people are not looking. There's this person who does video essays who was interviewed, and they said that they do not look for new creators. They said that they just flatly don't look for the material in which they talk about. They just bandwagon. And I do not know how that had no repercussions on this person. Like, how can you say that? As a video essayist, you are not interested in looking for subject matter that you are passionate about. So yeah, those are just my feelings. This is probably going to be my most almost preachy video. I hope that if I am being seen as arrogant or perhaps entitled to your attention, then I don't know, perhaps try to prove me wrong. Give my stuff a shot. Chris Straub has said in an interview, I think hosted by, I'll link it down below, that analog horror should progress into a more multimedia type thing, and that's what I'm trying to do. By doing this wild thing that mixes old internet-inspired music and the analog horror aesthetic and technology. This is kind of a sci-fi thing. Yeah, if any of what I'm talking about interests you, and if you are intrigued in any way, I highly recommend you check my stuff out. Humbly. I don't mean harm. I come in peace. Yeah.